Hello and welcome back to this channel. Alright, today friends, I'm going to be sharing with you some ideas and recipes to make your very own fall autumnal picnic. Was this recorded several months ago and I meant to get it up, but instead I've just been sad and haven't found the energy to edit anything? Yes. We don't need to talk about it. So, let's start with a good old picnic classic pasta salad. So this is an autumnal version. So you will need a half a pound of pasta just because a whole pound seemed aggressive. This Briannas poppy seed dressing, you could get it at any grocery store and saves you the time of having to make a dressing, but I'm just saying if you want to do your own, the internet is your friend. You're also going to want 2 cups of butternut squash cut up into small pieces. I just get the kind that are already cut from Trader Joe's. And you will also want like 1.5 to maybe 2 cups of chopped broccoli, along with 1/4 cup to maybe like 1/2 cup, depending on how feisty you feel, of chopped red onion. And lastly, you are just going to want a cup of dried cranberries, really just hitting on all the fall festive notes. So once you have everything, you're just going to want to start by cooking your pasta according to its instructions on the box. Then you're going to get a sheet pan and turn your oven on to about 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I do like to line mine with parchment paper because I am a lazy biatch. Anyway, then you're going to take your butternut squash and I just like drizzle a little bit of olive oil on this, like maybe 1/2 tablespoon. I just eyeball it and I just like to coat all of these. Yes, my hands are very clean. They're very washed. If you ever go to a restaurant, I promise you they're touching everything with their hands. Anyways, so you're gonna dump all this out onto your sheet pan, and I personally like to go ahead and season these pretty nicely. So at like a bare minimum, I like to use salt, preferably garlic salt, because I know how to start a party, and then also just like some cracked pepper. Really just experiencing the whole rich lady vibe. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and roast that in the oven for about like, I don't know, 20 minutes, just until everything is cooked through, nice and roasty, toasty. And then I just take the whole sheet of like parchment paper, lift the bad boy up and put it onto a cooling rack, or you can just put it on your counter just so that it can get cool. So we're gonna take a big bowl, and personally I really like these. I got them from the Costco because they have like a lid, so it's just like perfect for picnics. Anyway, now that I'm done being a Costco fluencer, we are going to add your pasta to whatever bowl you want. Okay, follow your heart. This finishes cooking a little bit earlier. I did toss a little bit of olive oil in there just to keep things from coming together, but you're just gonna add your broccoli, your cranberries, your diced onion all up in there. And then I like to go ahead and add the dressing on. I started with like 1/2 cup and it proved to be not enough. So you can just follow your heart. If you like a light dressing, you're making your own food, so you can do that. If you like a heavily soaked, saturated festivity, do that as well. I would keep in mind that like a little bit of this is going to get soaked up as it sits, so I would just give everything a mix, and then we're gonna go ahead and finish seasoning this off. So we're gonna add again some more salt, because this is just plain noodles you got in here and plain vegetables, so I would add a decent amount. Then I am also going to add some pepper, and finally add in all your little squashes. I add these in at the end just because I find that they break otherwise, because they look like little baby french fries. So I just gently kind of fold all this together, maybe add just a little bit more dressing because again it's going to get absorbed, and you have a delicious fall pasta salad that you can take out for your picnics or just to eat at home, whatever you want. All right, so next up we have these cookies. Friends, I'm so proud of these cookies. I get so many compliments on them. I highly recommend you make them. So if you want to, all that you will need is a cup and 1/4 cup of flour. Then you're gonna want a cup of brown sugar, along with 1/2 cup of just like white granulated sugar. Then you're also gonna want a whole stick, which I believe is 1/2 cup of butter. Then you're going to want an egg, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. So this is just like standard staple cookie recipe that we are making. So to start, you're gonna take your stick of butter Yes. And you are going to brown it. So I just like can't use my hands clearly. So you're just gonna put this into like some sort of pan, and you're going to want to leave this on like a low to medium heat. What I like to do is while you let this cook down, especially after all of the butter has melted, you just want to kind of pretty consistently be stirring this so that nothing burns, but you do want it to get to be like a nice amber color. So while this is going, in a bowl, I like to add in both of my sugars and your salt. And then once your butter has successfully browned, you are going to dump this in there as well. And you can just mix this up with a little tiny silly little flick of the wrist if you want. Like, look at this, just delicious, just literal butter and sugar. But you also could, if you're fancy like me, use your KitchenAid stand mixer, because you know we gotta flex the things that we have in life. So anyways, however you want, just mix this up. If you are using a stand mixer, make sure you kind of push down the sides, as I hear that's helpful and important in life. And then you can add in your vanilla, mix that up, and then you also can add in your egg. Once all of that is nice and combined, I like to sift my flour into this, which I know can very much feel like such an unnecessary, stupid little step. But first of all, look at that. It's so satisfying. It's just visually pleasing, but I also do swear this makes a difference in life. So if you want to dump your flour in, I'm not going to judge you, but I suggest sifting it. You're also going to add in your baking soda and mix this up, and ta-da! You have cookies. So really from here, you could add in like chocolate chips, you could add in peanut butter, like I don't know, follow your hearts, add whatever flavors you want in. But what I find the like most peak delicious cookie is an everything cookie, where you literally just dump everything into here and it's amazing. So I do chocolate chips, butterscotch chips, white chocolate. I smash up some pretzels and some mini marshmallows, and I toss all that junk in here, and it is so good, my friends. Okay, so I think I use like a quarter cup of each of the chips, and then about a quarter cup of marshmallows. And I literally, you could put these into a bag, but I have a strong Viking Norwegian hand, so I just mash these with my brute strength. But if you don't want to do that, you can pop them in a Ziploc bag, use a rolling pin on them, and they become nice and tiny. I could just buy smaller pretzels, but we're a Costco family here, if you didn't see by my Pyrex bowls. So anyway, you're gonna just put all your goods into here. And I really recommend trying the everything aspect of this, because it's just like a perfect combination of sweet and salty with just like kind of cooked marshmallow deliciousness. But anyway, whatever you want to do, just combine this. I just do it with my hand because this does kind of tend to be like a drier cookie dough, and trying to mix this is just like a pain. So I just put all this together, and then once everything is kind of combined, I cover this with some plastic wrap and pop it in the fridge for like 30 minutes. And then after about 30 minutes, you are just going to take these out, and I would sometimes give this a little bit of time to bring to room temperature, just because this can be hard. But whenever they are soft enough that you can form them into balls, you are just going to pop these into the oven at 350 degrees for like, I don't know, I call it 11 minutes, and just eyeball it depending on your oven. But once these are looking like this, like browned with just melted marshmallow deliciousness, like, oh, friends, I'm so proud, they're so delicious. And then I just put them in a little box to go, because we're gonna go back to focusing on the picnic aspect. So our final recipe for today is a grilled cheese. Because what says autumn more than a grilled cheese? So I like to use French, white, classic American bread. Yes, I did just say French and American in the same sentence. But anyway, if you are into meat, which my friend was, I did get some like smoked honey turkey, which she said was very good in this. But if you want to stick to just standard grilled cheese, I suggest getting some sliced pepper jack and apple butter. You're also, of course, going to want some regular butter, but Friends, this is a good fall sandwich. Like, you could just make this tonight for fun. I'm just saying, you don't even need the picnic. Anyway, so for those of you that don't know how to make a grilled cheese, you're gonna take some butter and you're gonna put it on one side of the bread. Now, you want your butter to be room temperature, so just melt this a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. If you forgot to leave it out on your counter like some of us did, but once that is buttered, you are just going to go ahead and butter an additional slice of bread. Now, I know some people butter both sides. I also know some people like to venture down the mayonnaise route. I am not one of either one of those. So I just stack the two buttered sides together, and then on one of the sides that has not been buttered, hopefully you are looking at what I'm saying, because I don't think this makes sense when I say it out loud, but you're gonna spread a good amount of apple butter just all over this. Like, this is basically the sauce to this sandwich, so be generous, you know? And then on a frying pan that has been over like medium heat, you are going to put this butter side down, apple butter side up, and then you're going to add, I do like 2 slices because I love myself, of pepper jack, but I'm also just saying, if you want, sharp cheddar combined with the pepper jack is also very good in this. Just saying, a little bit of cheddar, a little bit of apple, it makes an experience. Then I'm gonna like weirdly lay some turkey down because I don't do this. I don't know how this works, so don't talk to me about it, okay? And you're just going to let this crisp up, and you're going to give it a nice little flip. Now, if you are concerned that your cheese is not melting fast enough as your bread is browning, what I do, and I think it helps, is I just cover this, and then it kind of like helps steam the cheese. I don't know if that's really the right word. I don't really understand science, but look at that. Look at that. It's steaming. I just find that this helps melt the cheese down. So anyways, if you're not using turkey like myself, you can just use cheese, use a little bit of apple butter, and it is delicious. Like, friends, look at that. This is an experience I hope you partake in. So once you have your ooey gooey delicious fall sandwich, I like to take a little bit of, again, I just use parchment paper like a commoner. I take a nice big square of this and I pop my sandwiches down onto here. Now, I do just leave the whole sandwich down and I just wrap this up because I like to then cut this in half with it covered in the parchment paper. Just because, like, if you're out in nature, I don't know, sometimes you just like don't want to touch your sandwich, like you just want to touch the parchment paper, if that makes sense, or maybe that's just a thing that I feel. But anyways, once it's wrapped and cut, I just put it back together and just wrap it one more time with a whole thing of parchment paper, and I just tie this off with a little bit of like butcher's string or yarn or whatever you have going on, really. So it looks like kind of cute. Additionally, just for like snacks, I also personally like to bring a little bit of honey barbecue chips. That feels like fall, so just bring whatever you want. Also, for drinks, you could easily bring some nice seasonal beverages. We were supposed to have apple cider, but this one forgot to bring it. So we're just gonna move right along to the setup. So I am an extra human being. And because of that, I shoved this entire table into the back of my friend's very tiny car. So along with a table, I like to bring a giant blanket, sometimes 2, just depending on like the size of things, that you can kind of lay down and stack on top of each other. And then I have this giant like long pillow thing that I like to lay down under the table. See, it's all coming together. She gets it.
Oh, wait, I get it! I get it now!
Because then you end up with this beautiful scenario. Now you have a place to sit, a table, and a place to sit.
A butt resting area.
And now we have a picnic basket.
How pretty. How pretty. Let me just take a...
Now, will the food taste better if it's on a table? Actually, yes, it does. Will people come up to you and ask you what the celebration is? Yes, they definitely will. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to have a picnic, this is such like a cute thing that you can do for your friend for like their birthday, or if you just want to be extra on a Sunday afternoon or something. You can bring some candles, you can bring some seasonal items such as myself, and really just like live it up, friends.
Half a bottle of water and half a thing of bubble tea. So you can there's variety. Oh my god!
Look at our table for picnics. This is where the apple cider would have gone.
It's still there. Use your imagination.
We have to drink the lukewarm car water you've had for 20 years.
No. It's vodka.
So that is everything. I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know if you make any of this. Let me know if you like these kinds of videos. Go have yourself a sandwich. Maybe some apple cider if your friend doesn't forget to bring it. And have a nice day. Bye. Thank you for watching.